my boyfriend and I went to Canada this past weekend, and we were like, oh, make sure, we have our passports and everything like that. And let me tell you, my passport picture is horrendous. Like, it looks like I am a child that is victim of child trafficking. Like, I just...
Claire, you can't say that!
I'm not... does that make it better?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. Does not look good. Like, my makeup was like smudged. I had been crying because I had like a tantrum beforehand.
Wait, time out. How old are we in this picture?
I want to say like 13 or something.
Okay.
Like it was a while ago.
Okay.
I honestly don't. I think they just ended up using the same picture from when I renewed my passport. But like, I don't know. Because it expires in 2025. It's 10 years. So I got it in 2015, but my picture was from when I was younger, and I had a passport before that. So I think that they just like reused the picture. I don't know. But like, you could tell I had been crying. Like, I think my mom and I were in a fight like right before it. Then she like tried to fix my hair for the picture, which left like this like sprig of hair in the back just standing up. It looks really, really bad. Like,
oh no,
horrible. And then
have I seen this picture? Now
I don't know. I'll show you.
Did you show this to me in Italy? Yeah, show it to me later.
And then you see Bud's picture. He's like, well, I look like I'm the guy who sold you into the ring. I was like, no. Which is so true. Like, he's just a bland face. He has a really bushy beard. He's a large white man. Like,
I was gonna say, we need to put some context behind this. Claire's boyfriend is just a large white man.
If we cut this, warning, none of what I'm saying is actually factual. Everyone is safe. Yeah. Everyone is good. Everything here is legal. But yeah, and then like when we got to the border, the Canadian Border Patrol man was like asking us a bunch of questions, like drilling us.
Oh yeah, you guys look sketchy as shit. Yeah. You give them those 2 passports. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I was like, and we were really confused at first, and I was like, why was he asking us so many random questions? And then that's
your
when
boyfriend asked this.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
And then I was like, it clicked to me, and I was like, oh, it's probably because we look insane in our passport pictures. Like, oh my god. So that was a fun fact.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Yeah. I also took a vacation this past week, so that's also why we haven't seen each other in a while. I was on vacation for like 10 days. I went home to Hawaii and got to visit my family and that sort of a thing. And I totally disconnected from work, which
amazing.
I've taken a few vacations in the last like year and a half, but they were all like working vacations, so I was still working for like half the time. This was like the first vacation I feel like I've taken in the last 2 years really, where I fully like didn't touch my computer, didn't open any work things, and like fully disconnected, and I feel fan-fucking-tastic. So I feel refreshed. I'm ready to go. I'm a little overwhelmed with some work things, but like I have the determination and the attitude of like, okay, it's a lot, but let's get at it.
Yeah.
So it's great.
That's
I'm
awesome.
ready. I'm excited for stuff at work. I'm excited for more things that we're going to do with this podcast. I'm ready.
Yes. She's renewed, everyone.
She's renewed. She said renewed who?
Yes.
We're rejuvenated.
Oh, yes. The glory of taking a little bit break, a little step back from work, getting rebalanced.
Oh,
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess those are just a few life updates since we haven't seen each other in forever, but eventually we'll get back together in person. Like,
yes,
we're planning on incorporating video into our podcast now, so hopefully we can have like some videos for you all to like watch, maybe start a YouTube or like post more on our TikTok channel. But it's exciting. Guys, June is the month of renewal and the month
it is
of self-care. It's starting the summer season off correctly. I'm very excited for summer activities. And June is, I think it's going to turn out to be a great month for everyone. So I'm manifesting that for everyone.
Yes, we love that.
Yeah. June is also da 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 da. I wish I had like a little horn or something. Maybe we can like a
little trumpet or something.
Yeah, maybe we can like put it in there. Just you know.
For context, Claire's kind of just like moving her hand, kind of pretending to dunk on. I don't know how else to describe this.
I was doing some hand gestures.
Some gestures.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the month of Pride. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Yes. This is such a...
Also, shameless plug that I just remembered because today's the 7th. Shameless plug, next Monday is Claire's birthday, so...
Oh,
it'll be the day after this... day before this drops, though. Sad. But...
What is it?
Wish Claire happy birthday. Okay, anyways, going back to Pride.
Yes, it is Pride Month. And here at the Midnight Memo, we are confident allies.
Yes.
And we support everyone. And no matter how they identify, we're there for you. We're there with you. And this is your month, guys. So proud. Yeah, to be here to celebrate with everyone.
It should always be your time. But I mean, we live in complicated times. So
Truly.
like, at least take this time to really appreciate and love yourself. And I hope that even though this is a little sad, but the corporate world's gonna definitely take over and try to monetize it, try not to focus on those parts, and just I hope you feel loved by yourself, your friends, and the family that you choose to surround yourself with. And if not, you can at least think that the Midnight Memo loves you.
That's true. And also,
little
if they
heart
don't,
gestures.
Cut them out. Cut out the haters.
Cut them bitches off.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess yours was nicer, but
no, yours is nicer. I was just like, cut a bitch out. You don't.
No,
need
I said
negative.
bitch. You said hater.
Oh yeah. Well.
Anyways.
Yes. Anyway, we're up here in Seattle. I know that there's going to be the Pride Parade coming up soon for Seattle. If you can go to it, do it. I think it's going to be really, really fun. I think I'm going to try to go this year, even though it's during the week.
Yeah.
My office is downtown
When is
anyway. I believe it's...
I don't actually know what day of the week it is. I just saw an email. My work was sending out an email that was like, does anyone want to drive a float for Pride Parade?
Oh my God, yeah. My work was asking that too. And I was like, we didn't even design anything this year, but I wish we had.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to let Claire type because her keyboard ASMR is definitely way more satisfying.
Okay, so... Oh, okay. I was close. I was going to say it was the 26th, but it is the 25th of June is Pride Fest, and that's when the whole...
Mine says 26.
Was I right then? Hold on.
You were right. Well,
Pride Fest
according to this, it says 26, 2020.
Ooh, then I was right. Haha. I take it. What I'm looking at is on the Seattle Pride resource page. There is Pride Fest in Capitol Hill on June 25th. So I think it's going to be a whole festival with different events. That will be really cool. And I guess the parade is on the 26th, which will be downtown Seattle. I think it's on 4th Street, is it not?
That's what it just said when I looked up. Yes.
Yeah, so if you guys can get out of work and go, do it.
If you're in the Seattle area and you can get out of work to go.
That's true.
If you are not from Seattle, I'm sorry, we do not have information. But, you know, take initiative and look up your local Seattle or your local Pride events.
Do it.
Challenge for you.
Yes. Yeah, but I guess like for Pride, I hope that everyone kind of takes this month. If you know anyone who is part of the Alphabet Mafia, as they say.
Yes. Dude, when I saw that trending that they're called the Alphabet Mafia, I was like, why have we not thought of this from the beginning?
Yeah.
Like, then boomers can't make fun of us because we sound freaking sick. Like, Alphabet Mafia? Come on.
Yeah, I'm part of the mafia. The Alphabet Mafia.
Alphabet Mafia?
Yes.
Immaculate. Dude, immaculate.
I forgot what I was saying.
Anyways.
What was I saying?
I don't know. Sorry.
Let me backtrack. Processing.
Rainbow Ball of Doom.
Yeah, the spinning Rainbow Beach Ball of Doom. If you had one of those old Macs, that's what I call the little rainbow spiral thing when things are loading. We love it. Oh my God, love Mac, an ally. We love you, Mac. Oh my God, wait. So before this too, we were talking about drag queens and drag queen names.
Oh my God, yes, you guys. Okay, first you tell it. I love this. I love this tangent that we went down.
Yes. So okay, going.
Wow, how fitting of this too. We weren't even planning to talk about this.
I know.
We were talking about that other thing earlier. Anyways, please continue.
Okay, so going back to my dog that I'm currently like going through the process of adopting. She doesn't really like men, and I said, relatable, honey.
I mean, who doesn't? Yeah.
And so I was telling my boyfriend that I was like, oh, like when you meet her, like, you know, it's gonna be a gradual. She has to get used to you. She doesn't like men. And he was like, oh yeah, like don't worry, I'm reading up on how to handle dogs that aren't comfortable around men.
He was studying how to make friends with dogs who, as a man, make friends with dogs who don't like men.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cute.
It is, and I was like, oh,
it's really adorable.
And then he ended the text with saying, worst case, I just, oh my God, I can't talk. I'll just start doing drag. And I was like, oh my God, what would your drag name be? And okay, his name is Bud.
I love how that was our worst case scenario. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
Honestly, I want to do drag makeup anyway. I'm so curious, just like how it would look on me. Side note. But so I was like, okay, what would your drag name be? And he was like, my name would be Butterfly because his name is Bud. And I was like, oh my God. Yes.
Dude, I thought that was immaculate. I lost it. When Claire told me this earlier, I freaking lost it. I was like, absolutely. And then I was like, that was such a like little gem of gold, especially for thinking on the spot.
Yeah, he had that immediately.
He had that so quick. That was like ridiculously quick. I feel like there's no way he hasn't thought about this at some point. I feel like there's no way he just came up with this on the spot. So I told Claire that she needed to text him and ask him what would my drag name be. Again, I do not have the qualifications to do drag, but now I'm just curious. And what did he say that my name should be?
Okay, so there's
a pun. There's a pun involved. So try to keep up. Try to follow us, please.
Little geography lesson from the girl who literally should not be teaching geography.
Geography from Claire.
Listen, my best friend Google has helped me on this.
Yes.
Okay, so in Dubai, they're the tallest. Well, Dubai is the home to the tallest building on Earth, and it's called the Burj Khalifa. I might be mispronouncing that, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then, so Kristen's name is Kristen Burgett. And so...
In case you didn't know.
Yes. But then Bud was like, okay, here's my idea. Her drag name will be Burgett Khalifa, and she'll wear 10-inch heels so that she'll be the tallest drag queen there is. And I was like,
I mean, already bold of him to think that, one, I can wear 10-inch heels, and two, only with 10-inch heels that I would be the tallest drag queen ever. Like, hello, have you seen some of these drag queens? They're giants.
It's true. Yeah.
I would need I would need stilts at this point for that actually to be true, but I love the intention behind it. I love where we were going with this.
Yes. It was very creative. I wouldn't have thought of that. I still don't know mine.
Very creative, and we did research. He did on the spot research. You know, it wasn't just like a random name or pun. Like there was geography involved. Very impressed.
Yes. So I need to come up with a drag name. I also want to do drag makeup at some point. I've been wanting to because I just think it would be fun. It looks like all of the makeup that drag queens do is just beautiful. And I wish I had like an ounce of ability to do makeup like that.
Talent.
I don't. I barely wear makeup anyway because it's just so time consuming. So I need them to do it for me. But
absolutely.
Oh, also, if you're in the Seattle area, there is a restaurant/bar called Dreamland out in Fremont, and every Saturday they do drag brunch. So if you're all ever interested, I think it's like $10, maybe $15 per ticket. Very affordable. Do it. It's amazing.
Oh my god, why have we not done take two? Why have we not done this yet?
I don't know. Okay, me and Bud went. It was amazing. You guys should come with us.
Next weekend, let's go. Yes. Okay. Next time you go, let me know.
Deal.
Also, if you're in the South Lake, now we're just plugging things. If you're in the South Lake Union area, there's a pay by the ounce brewery bar station thing called Tapster, and on Sundays, I think it's at 4 in the afternoon, they do drag bingo, and the performer there is amazing. I love her. She's amazing.
That's amazing.
So, recommend that.
Yes. Yes.
Beer, bingo, and drag queens. Like, what else could you want?
That's true. That's everything you need.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I guess, like, yeah, going a little, I wanted to touch a little bit on some pride stuff, just because I think it is really important. So, yeah, I think that sexuality and your gender identity, everything is very fluid. So there's always a correct answer. So if you feel like you identify as something, you're correct. Don't let anyone else tell you what you are. Don't let anyone else identify how you feel. Yeah, you're perfect the way you are. And so like Kristen was saying, find the people who support you no matter what you do, no matter what you want to be.
And fuck the haters.
Exactly. And you'll find that community. And I think that we're so lucky to be in Seattle, and it's such a progressive city.
Definitely.
That it's very accepting. And so I hope that everyone who maybe isn't feeling super comfortable with where they're at with their sexuality, that you find that community, you find supporters, and you find love. So yeah.
Love. Bottom line.
Love wins.
Period, closed case, my guy.
Yes. And for Pride Month, I've been looking a lot at the Seattle Pride website, which we can link in the description of this episode. There are also a few other links for different resources. Say if you don't feel comfortable in the current environment you're in, we can also link those in the description below. So just know that you have supporters.
Yeah.
All right.
Midnight Memo, the ally.
Yes. Oh my gosh, should we make our post all rainbow this week?
We have to. Oh my god.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my god, that was a terrifying noise for such a wholesome content moment. That was terrifying.
Please excuse me while I go get possessed.
What's even worse? Oh my god, I wish we were doing videos for this. Claire leaned all the way into the mic, threw her head back, and kind of wiggled about. It was demented looking. That was terrifying.
You're welcome.
Okay. I don't remember what I was gonna segue into something. I don't remember what I was gonna do.
We just had the touching note, then I got possessed, and then I tangent.
Yeah. And then many tangents. Crap. I don't know.
It's okay. We can come back to it.
But, yeah. Oh, okay. Here. I got it. Don't worry. Okay, bringing it back. So we have Pride Month, but this week, in addition to it being Claire's birthday, this coming weekend is also Father's Day.
Whoop, whoop.
And Juneteenth. But that's,
whoop, whoop.
We can't pack too many things. June is a very packed month, honestly.
Yeah, I'm telling you, June is a great month.
But yes, Father's Day. So we did a Mother's Day episode. Let us know how you guys felt about that in the comments below. And we decided we should also do an episode as a tribute to our fathers.
Yes.
Of the father variety. Yeah, that's a good one. But this one's going to be a little interesting because I have a dad.
And I don't.
Okay, I was thinking about this today when thinking about this being our topic for today. Yes. I was thinking about it. And I was like, this is going to be kind of weird because it's basically going to be more of basically you interviewing me.
Yes.
Because I have a father. But then I thought about it and I'm like, okay, yes, you only had not only, because that doesn't diminish how great your mom is, like, love and adore her, but you have a mom, and I was wondering, I was like, for Father's Day, what did you guys do? Because okay, it's a weird, trying to wrap my brain around what I want to say. Stereotypically, yes, you have two parents, and they have, there's motherly roles, the patriarchy. There's motherly roles and their fatherly roles. We diminish that. Okay. So breaking it down to having two sets of parents now, because we are not in a homophobic patriarchy. Okay, great. But you only have one paternal role. Is it paternal? Paternal. Mm-hmm. I think the word's paternal.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember in college when we were talking about maternity tests, and then you're like, what is it for the dad? Stop. Is it a fraternity test?
Okay, in my defense, I was tired. Why do you remember this?
Again, I only remember the not important details.
This was definitely a like late night studying, like totally, again, a late night delusional thought that I had, and my brain could not compute. And I really didn't expect you to hold on to that memory. But thank you for exposing me to the entire internet.
Imagine a fraternity test. And it's like you take it, and instead of being like rushing. You're the father, it's just like you're part of Delta Tau whatever.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how rushing works.
Gee, which is
never done it myself, but you can't tell me it's not true. Anyways, so talking about paternal figures, your mom takes over both roles if you really want to categorize it. So it's not, at least I wouldn't think it's wrong for you would also celebrate your mom on Father's Day. Like what's the bounds of this? I guess is what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think, like you said, generally in American society, you are the stereotypical family unit has two parents, and I grew up with only one. And so I think my mom just basically, took on the role of both mother and father. And so, but she was so gracious. When I was younger, we didn't even celebrate Father's Day. Instead, we would do Daughter's Day.
Oh, and so, stop. Yeah. I love your mom.
Yeah, it was great. Adorable. So like, so giving. The fact that she...
Isn't your gotcha day sometime around there too?
My gotcha day is in February.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
I don't know why I thought it was around there.
Yeah. So on top of, having my own birthday and then having my gotcha day, she was like, we'll give you another holiday and have it be Daughter's Day.
I love that.
Looking back on it, I'm like, God damn it, you're so sweet.
Yeah. God damn it, you're such a great mom.
Yeah. And so... that's what we did growing up, to kind of fill that holiday. And now, though, as I'm older, we do celebrate Father's Day, but I still just put her as my father for everything. So yeah.
So now she gets you gave her back the holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So she has the both Mother's Day and Father's Day. So if we do another post for Father's Day, it'll just be my mom again. You're welcome, everyone.
Oh my God.
Yes. So, yeah, that's how we kind of navigated it growing up.
I love that. That's adorable.
Yeah. On the plus side, I always say that I can never have daddy issues, so.
I may need therapy, but one less type.
Yeah, but it's not for my daddy issues.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But
dude, we're chaotic as hell today. Jesus Christ.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yes.
Yes. So I guess today we just get to gush for Kristen's dad.
Yep.
Kelly.
All about my dad.
Who is amazing. He is
quite a character. Quite a character. I just spent a week. No, not even a week. I spent 10 days with this man. So everything's gonna be fresh.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm very excited then. Yes. Tell me all about your father, even though I know a lot.
I was gonna say, okay, so I always joke when people, especially, I don't know if you can really tell from this podcast, but I'm a very sarcastic person.
Really? That's crazy.
I'm very sarcastic. I'm very sassy. I'm very snarky. I'm definitely listing my best qualities right now.
You're painting yourself in a really good light. Keep going.
Absolutely. Let me tell you more about myself. But I'm very quick-witted for those sorts of things, and I definitely get that from my father. Mm-hmm. And so when people comment on that, especially sometimes when you first meet me, that some people may take that as abrasive. That's your problem.
Yeah, deal with it.
They'll be like, wow, you're really quick with it. And I'm like, you think I'm bad? Wait till you meet my father. Like, I'm going on 24 years of this, and I am still just Padawan. He is my Obi-Wan. Like, I am nothing on it. So
is that from Star Wars?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
Continue.
I love that reality check we had to have.
Just making sure.
Yeah, good for you. I'm so proud you identified that. Wow, good for you.
She knows a reference.
She knows a reference.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, yeah, so everything I know I've learned from him, and I tell people that very often, and I don't think they take me seriously. They're like, haha, yeah, but everyone's kind of like their parents. No. I am, in that regard, I am a spitting image of my father. I like to think that I am definitely like both of them. Mm-hmm. In a lot of ways. I definitely feel like you take after your parents, but I definitely see myself as like the blend of both of them. Mm-hmm. All of my sassiness we can credit to my father. And so this past trip I went down to Hawaii, visited my family. I also took my partner down with me as well, and we were staying with my parents in a family friend's house. And so we were just basically hanging out with my parents for a good portion of that time. Mm-hmm. And I think it came, like, my partner has spent time with my parents and with my dad throughout the last 2 years. Wow, crazy. But I think this was like the first time it was an elongated period of time, and especially in close quarters where we're like actively doing things, whereas like before, when we visited my parents, it was at their house. They're kind of just hanging around, and like my partner and I are kind of going about doing our own thing. Mm-hmm. Whereas when we were visiting Hawaii this past time, it's like the four of us were doing things together, a lot more things together throughout this entire trip. So he got to see a lot of my dad.
Yeah.
And I think also now that we've been dating for 2 years, my dad realizes like, okay, maybe he's gonna stick around. He might have. I feel like he unleashed a little bit more, especially this trip.
Yeah.
So some of the snarkiness came out a little bit more, and I would always have to like look at my partner and I'm like, do you see what I mean now? Like, I'm literally just like
yeah.
And my partner also got to meet a lot of my dad's friends and that sort of a thing, who are also of the same hilarious variety. And I was joking with him, and I was like, do you see why I am the way that I am? I had no chance. Yeah. I was nature and nurture just overtook all of this, and made me who I am. I had no chance. There was no other alternative. Right. I was gonna come out this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with one of my uncles too, and it was a couple of my uncles, my dad, me, and then my partner, and we were just like all just hanging out in the garage talking story. And one of my uncles leans over to my dad, and he's like, I freaking love this girl. She's just like a female Kelly. Because I said something snarky to my uncle, and he was like, the other uncle was like, she's just like you. And I was like, yep, you've. So I tease my dad a lot of the time that I'm just like him.
Yeah, there's a mirror image, a mini me, if you will.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can attest. I feel like the few times that I've gotten to hang out with Kelly, or like the few times that I think like the first time was in Hawaii when I first visited you. Second time was like, or the next few times was in college when, he came to help move in or move out, dinners, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's awesome. I remember too when I think we were talking about like me not understanding taxes, which still don't. Nothing has changed. No character development there, but he was, we were talking about it in the living room, and then he was like, oh yeah, like if you ever need help, like let me know. Cause I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah. He asked me about it a little bit after. I didn't realize you guys had this conversation too. And then I think I called him like the week after when they went back home, and he's like, how's Clay doing? Because I'm pretty sure you were asking him this around like tax season. Like it was a very directed question. I think you were like mentioning it for, and he was like, does she still need help? Like she has my number, right? Can you give her my number? Like she can call if she needs help. Yeah. He was like so worried for you.
I appreciate it, Kelly.
Yes. It was very cute.
Yeah.
It was very cute.
One thing I learned about Kelly though, and where he's a little crazy, is that he did a 14-hour road trip to Seattle from where they live in Nevada. And I was like, a few
times now.
And he was like, yeah, like Kristen was telling me, he just does it in one go. And I was like, hold on. There's no break.
This man's a little unhinged.
Damn. That is crazy.
He does it in one go. He lets my mom be my dad can be a little bit, we joke that he's a little rough around the edges, but he has such a heart of gold. Like he lets my mom be a little passenger princess. She does not she does not get in the driver's seat once, and he will drive the whole way from Nevada where they live at and come all the way up to Seattle to come visit me every once in a while.
Love that.
And just one go one go in the sense of like one trip, but like many sporadic stops for my mother because she has a small bladder.
Teeth. Relatable.
But that's the only time we get off the road. But
yeah. So going back, what do you think is your favorite memory that you've had with your dad?
Oh dude, gosh.
Or one of your favorite memories?
Yeah, I was gonna say the one that's coming to my head right now, it's so random, but it's like so specific. When I was maybe 3, I really wanted to fly a kite. And so my dad's also very handy. Like he's very good at renovating, fixing things up, just very much a do-it-yourself DIY king. And he's always been like that. And so when I was a kid, I guess one time I was like, I want a kite, and he's like, say less. So he made me a kite.
Aww.
And my favorite colors at the time were purple and pink, because I was a 3-year-old very girly girl. And so he, out of some spare wood that he had in the garage, made a little kite, and then he folded it. I think he went to the store even, and he got like this purple tin shiny metallic paper, wrapped it around the frame that he had now made of the kite, and then got pink paper and made a pink K and put it on top. So it was a little Kristen's kite, and it was like peak summer. We were flying it around on the main road in front of my house when I was a kid.
That's
and
so
I
cute.
fucking loved that kite. I treasured that kite. It was my favorite thing in the world.
That's so cute. Wow.
Yeah. He also, and he does a lot of stuff like that. When I was, I think, you know this because you saw my house before we moved. I don't know if we had painted it at the time when you came
I painted
over.
part of your carpet. You're welcome.
You did.
Unintentionally, but you're welcome.
You want to tell that story?
Yeah. Was your carpet tan and the nail polish black? Maybe. We cannot confirm nor deny this statement.
Claire panicked. So she came to visit me right before my parents were moving to Nevada, and she wanted to paint her nails. Sure, go for it. Paints her nails, accidentally knocked over the nail polish glass, spills black nail polish all over the carpet, and she starts panicking. She's freaking out. She's like, oh my god, how do we get this out? Oh my god, and you guys are trying to sell the house. And I was like, Claire, we're gonna rip out the carpet. That's like totally fine. But she would not take it. She was panicking. I had to bring my dad in to tell her like, no, we're seriously gonna rip out the carpet. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
I felt so bad. I was like,
I think you did. Even after you heard him, I don't think you fully believed him. I think you were still in a slight panic for like a day.
Yeah, because like I know when you're selling a house, everything like needs to look perfect. And I was like, you have this nice tan carpet, and I'm like, let me just pour black paint on it. To spruce things up a little bit, you know? Oh my god.
She said add a little bit of spice.
Yeah, I'm like, watch, this is gonna add $10,000 to the overall value.
Absolutely.
So abstract.
It's called art.
Yes.
Artiste.
Yes. Yeah.
But okay, do you remember how pink my room?
I do.
I had a really pink room.
Oh my god, it was like hot pink walls.
Y'all don't understand. I was such a girly girl. Like, it's astronomical. So when we first moved into that house, my house in Hawaii, I wanted everything to be pink. Hindsight 2020, I'm glad my dad had the foresight to be like, you're not gonna want this in the long term. So my plan, I wanted to paint the whole room pink, all the walls pink, and he's like, I don't think you're gonna want that. So we compromised and we painted my windowsills pink, just to give it a little bit of flavor. That way I could hide it once I was a teenager and I didn't like pink anymore, but I could have it there while I was a child, and I was like, oh my god, my room's pink.
Yeah.
So he went to the store, got pink paint. And when he comes back, he shows me the paint can, and it is called Disney Kristen pink, with my name spelled correctly, which is a very, y'all don't understand the struggle. It's hard struggle. You would think Kristen is a name that you can't mess up. Trust me, you can. And I was like, 5-year-old me was floored. It was the best day of my life, and I would brag about it all the time to my friends who came over. I was like, you see my pink windowsills? They're Kristen pink, Disney Kristen pink. And I flexed that way too hard for it to be normal. For little girl Kristen flexed it way too hard.
We love.
And yeah, that was just so peak. But he was, again, I've already talked about this. My dad's love language is definitely acts of service. So that was, all those things were his little ways of showing me how much he loves me. Come to find, and then when we were moving and we had to paint over those pink windowsills, I was very sad about it, and then he decides to shatter my dream. So this part's less happy.
Damn, it went really happy, really sad.
Okay, it's like less happy, but like it's also happy. It's for a different, it's like happy in an adult eye. Like, okay, let's treasure the memory of baby Kristen loving the pink, right? Okay, now let's shift to adult eyes. So he tells me that he went to the store, he was buying the pink paint, blah, blah, blah. And when he was checking out, the worker lady there, who was helping him mix the paint, I guess, I don't really know, I haven't had to buy myself paint yet, was like, oh, what are you getting this for? They're making small talk. Tells her that he's buying it to paint my room. And the name of the paint initially was called Disney Princess Pink. Duh. And so the lady was like, oh, what's your daughter's name? Oh, it's Kristen. How do you spell that? Tells her. And as she's printing the label for the paint, she changed Princess to Kristen. And then stuck it on the label, gave it to my dad, and it was like my own custom. It was like a custom color, but it was just like changing the name. And my dad got to play hero, brought it home to me, and it was the coolest thing ever. And so it was, when he tells me that when I'm 18 years old, I was like, I could have lived my whole life not knowing this.
So what we've learned is that he's a liar. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. But it was also really cute because it's like, oh, him, with the help of this really, really sweet worker at the paint store, made this like little moment for me that was like the coolest part of my room growing up.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Love that.
Very cute.
I don't know why. Every single time I think about your dad, I always think about the story when we went to P.F. Chang's.
I was waiting for you to bring this story up. He still talks about it too.
Listen, it's hilarious.
Okay, tell the story. Tell us all about it, Claire.
It's the funniest story ever. Just kidding. It's probably not that funny, but I found it to be hilarious.
He's still so mortified about this story, but I keep having to reassure him that I'm like, Claire, luckily Claire has come to terms and like she thinks it's hilarious. And he's like, well, good. I'm glad she thinks it's funny and doesn't think I'm a massive ass. And I'm like, maybe for different reasons, but yeah, she thinks this story is hilarious. But anyways, continue, please.
Yes. So I don't actually remember why we were going out to dinner. Was it for
my
birthday? Okay.
My 21st birthday, and I forgot my freaking ID.
Oh my God.
Anyways.
Yes, I remember that actually. Now that you mention it, I do remember that part. So Kelly was in Spokane when we were in college for Kristen's birthday one year, for her 21st birthday.
Claire and my dad surprised me for it, yeah.
Yes.
Claire helped my parents coordinate and surprised me.
Oh my God, I did do that. I'm such a good roommate.
You were, okay, but like, it was like hella suspicious. I woke up early to make myself breakfast, and then I see Claire get out of her room at 7 a.m. and just walked out the front door, and I was like, why is she up? There's no reason why Claire would be up at 7 a.m.
That's true.
And then
I was always like the girl to roll out of bed 10 minutes before class started situation.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and I don't think we had a class until like 10 a.m. that day. So I was like, there's no reason Claire should be up right now. Something's going on. I don't know what, but something suspicious is going on. Yes. Or something went down. I was like, Claire's either dealing with something like hella traumatic right now or something's going on. Like, I don't know what yet, but something's weird.
Yeah.
Turns out she was helping my parents sneak into the building to surprise me, which was really sweet.
Yes. The master plan, it worked. Okay, so yeah, we went out to dinner at PF Chang's, and we ordered a few different appetizers for the table, and there was one appetizer, it was like dumplings or something like that, and we were all like splitting dumplings. And there's one left on the plate, and then Kelly was saying like, correct me if I'm wrong, Kristen, is it in the Japanese culture or
I think so. I think he said like most Asian cultures in general. Okay. But
yeah, well, there's this thing where it's like the last of something on a plate. It's called like the orphan of the plate or something like that. And he was like telling us all about this, and he was like, oh yeah, this is the orphan of the plate, like trying to convince everyone to take it. He's like, you can't leave the orphan on the plate. And like, he was really digging into it. And Kristen was just on the side.
Me and my mom are looking him down like, shut up. And he's like, he's not getting the look. He's like, what? It's like you can't, it's like the forgotten child at the orphanage. You guys can't just leave it on the plate. Someone has to take it home. Someone eat it. Like, we can't waste food. Da, da, da. And I'm like, shut up, stop talking. And then finally, he's trying to justify it to like me and my mom. Finally, he turns his head like 10 degrees to the left, and he makes eye contact with Claire and realizes what he has just said, and he is mortified. He's like, oh my god, Claire, that's not how I meant it.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing ever, because like, yeah, I'm totally at acceptance with like, and really I love my story. We've done anyway.
The time.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's funny. I'm not offended at all. Like, it's hilarious. And he just was like, oh my god. And
I've never seen my dad so embarrassed and want to die on the spot. Like, you truly made this 6'5" man feel like 2 inches tall. Like, you shrank him in that moment.
Oh my god. It was a good time.
Yeah. And I keep telling him, I'm like, if it was, I think literally anyone else, that would have not gone over. Like, that would have gone terribly. But luckily, it's Claire. She has a little bit of a dark sense of humor. And she has made peace with who she is. She's done her time. Like, we've grown. We've accepted. So she can find the humor in this.
Yes.
But if it was anyone else, that would have gone over terribly.
What if I just, like, had turned to him and I was like, too soon?
It's been 20 years, but too soon.
And that is the wound is fresh. Nah,
I think he would have just gotten up and leave. He was so mortified in that moment. It was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, no. He's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So funny.
Another question I had for you is like, what is one of the favorite things about your dad and one of the least favorite things about your dad?
Oh my god, what a loaded question.
I know.
Do I start with the least favorite or should I start with my favorite?
Do you like getting bad news first or good news first?
That's so fair. Like, I feel like usually I want good and then the bad, but I don't want to end on a bad.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. I also have to think about this. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Well, it's like a comment, but I think also like spending time with my dad a lot this past trip and mentally just thinking about this episode and talking about this topic. I was thinking about my relationship with my dad and how that has changed so much growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was like we talk about it now all the time, and I mean, we've all gone through puberty. Teenage kids are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And so now when we have conversations about like teenage me, I hate talking about that with my dad because yes, I was the worst, and I think that was when our relationship really took a hit. I mean, but with both my parents, like parent to teenage relationships are like really tough
for sure.
But especially with him, we like joke around, but it's like it like puts salt in my for me because I'm like very embarrassed and like hate how that went down. But like when I was from like infancy, a baby, till maybe when I was a teenager, like I love and adored my dad. I still do, but like I was such a daddy's girl, and just, you know, he was my hero, he was everything. And then when I become a teenager, it's like, oh, Dad, you don't understand, you know. And it is this weird thing because it's harder to relate to him because he is a male. Like I have girly struggles at this point, like I'm going through a lot. It's a lot harder to engage with him that way. And then on top of that, he now has a teenage daughter, so the fatherly protectiveness is coming out. So we had a lot of tensions of like things I want to do, but he's like, that's stupid. And I will never tell him this to his face, but for some of those things, looking back on it now, I can agree that they were stupid, and he made the right decision not letting me do those things. But in the moment, I was like, oh, Dad, you don't understand. You know, like it was such.
But all my friends are doing it.
Absolutely. I know that now, but like at the time I was like, oh, and but because we were so similar too, like I'm literally just like him. I'm just as, I can be just as stubborn, I can be just as headstrong, which can be good and bad things. But when it came to like things like whatever I wanted at the time, like we were just butting heads, and it would get very chaotic. Growing up, now that I have kind of like with my mom, right? Like now that I've grown up and I've had my own space, like I think I've not retreated. What's the word I'm looking for? I've gone back to kind of being a daddy's girl in some ways. Like I still love and adore my dad.
Regressed.
Thank you. Regressed to now we have a much better relationship again, and it's different. It's a more grown-up relationship for sure, obviously. It's funny too. It's like in some ways it's really funny, and it's also kind of a weird moment because like now I can like tell him how I'm feeling about certain things, whereas before, if I told him in teenage me, if I told him what I was thinking, that's like, you know, I'm back talking, and like now we're even more at odds and things are getting more heated, whereas now when I tell him, he realizes I mean it like as an adult, and maybe it's a little funny. Or at least he can see, we can talk more about like what I feel behind that a little bit more. Kind of, but like it's still weird because he is still my father. Like there's still that difference of, it's not a power struggle, but you know, just like difference of respect. Like he is still my dad, but he's also recognizes I'm an adult. So I was talking with my partner about that over this trip. I was like, it's really weird seeing this like this change and this evolution of my relationship with my dad.
Yeah, like how would you, I mean, me now just being kind of curious because I've never had like a father-daughter relationship to compare to like a mother-daughter relationship. Like how does it differ? Like I feel like you would have a different relationship with each parent, you know, but like how is it different?
I think now with my relationship between the two of them, I think the closest, it's similar in a lot of ways with the relationship I have with both of them, because I definitely just tell them more of like how it is and how I feel about things. So I learned to be more blunt with them. And I think the difference in that is kind of, if we simplify it very far down, is like when you hang out with your girlfriends versus your dude friends. Like when I hang out with my dad, it's more like bro time. You know,
kick like, back, get some beers.
Yeah, exactly. Like we do those things. We like on this trip there was actually a few times where like I was hanging out with just my dad and my partner, and then a few times where I was hanging out with just my mom and my partner. Like I was they were third wheeling us in some way, and I was just with one parent at a time. And it's like when we were hanging out with just my mom, we went on like a very nice easy hike, through the mountains, that sort of thing. We went on a very nice bougie sushi date. When we were hanging out with my dad, we went to a sports bar. The way he pitched it to us is he's like, I know where we can get beers for not $5. If you guys want to just shoot some pool and hang out and have beer. And I was like, cool.
Oh man.
So we did watch sports at the bar.
Love.
So that's like,
yeah, a slight difference between the two.
Yeah, in the most like simplified version, I think that's how I would define the difference of the relationships. Is it's like bros versus your girl.
Pose. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
In a very simplified version, like what it's like hanging out with each of them individually.
All right, nice.
At least for me.
What do you usually do to celebrate Father's Day?
When I was a kid. Okay, so the joke was when we were younger, my mom was not very creative with Father's Day presents, so we would always get my dad Aloha shirt that he would use. His work attire was like an Aloha shirt and slacks, so we would get him like a really nice Aloha shirt from Ryan Spooners, and which is a very nice clothing brand for Aloha shirts if you're from Hawaii. So we would get him one of those and a case of beer, and that was good.
Call it a day.
Call it a day. I think, and then when I was a kid, like in elementary school, I feel like you do a lot of crafts, so it would be whatever we did for like the Father's Day craft there. He actually has quite a few of my crafts from like elementary school. I think my dad's even more of a like sentimental sucker than my mom is in some ways. Like there's this ceramic bowl that I made. It's of course terrible because I was like probably in 3rd grade. Like it's not even at all. It's like there's little thumbprints in the middle of it. It's terrible. And I think I put like a little engraving on the side too. I think it's like, it says like dad heart or something, like something super simple. And it's like this royal blue on the outside because I knew his favorite color was blue. And on the inside, it's like this very bright sunshine yellow. And he had it for the longest time growing up on his dresser. So he would put all his change. It was kind of like his catch-all drawer. So he would put his change, his wallet, his keys, like everything in there. I think he still has it in our new house too, but I just like can't locate it because his dresser's really tall and I'm very short. So I'm pretty
You're short.
So I'm pretty sure it's still up. Me. Again, okay, I tell people this all the time. In my family, my height for men is very skewed because the majority of the men in my family are 6 foot plus. All of my uncles, my dad's friends, most of them are like 6 foot plus. They tease one of my uncles because he's only 6 foot exactly. Like they're like, wow, you're so short. And I'm like, wow. The energy here be built different.
I should just be there and be like, yeah, shorty.
I know. When I hang out with them, that's what I say. And they're just like, haha, very funny, Kristen. And I'm like, you guys are teasing a 6 foot man. Like, how much can you really get with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It has to be a dude thing. It just has to. And apparently it never goes away with age. So, sorry, dudes.
Yeah, I feel like though, I mean, now this is going into like guys being guys. They always lie about their height.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
They're like, I'm 6 foot.
Guys always round up. Women always round down. Unless they're like close to being under 5 foot, then they round up. That's the only time women round up.
Yeah, like I remember I had gone on a date at some point in San Diego or something like that, and like I had on my dating profile, I'm 5'4", which is not a lie. Then like, you know, the guys would put on their profile like, oh, I'm 5'9", I'm 5'10", whatever. We get there in real life, we're like the
You're
same
like eye level with him.
Like maybe he's a couple inches taller, and then he's like, wow, you're really tall. Like, how tall are you? I'm like 5'4". Like, one of us didn't lie about their height. I don't know why they feel the need to lie either. Like, I don't know of any women who have been like, oh, he like made fun of a guy for his height, to be honest.
I think it was definitely a thing way back when, I think at least the trend I saw surrounding myself, it was definitely, and I think also part of it is I grew up where there's a lot of short women. So a lot of the jokes were, I need a 5-foot man so my kids have a chance. So that's what, and when you're 13, 14, you can be very superficial about those things. Now that we're grown, I feel like most of the women that I know don't have that. It's one of those preferences, right? Like, yeah, that'd be nice, but also like, I'm not gonna not date you if you have a great personality, but you're under 6 feet. Like, that's not it's not a requirement. But I think because those men, in my theory, is they grew up hearing that dialogue. They're like, well, shit, I need to get as close to 6 foot as I can. Like, they're gonna be able to just magically do that, but
they just hang upside down from the monkey bars.
Gravity will do my work for me.
Any other Father Day pointers?
Oh, random thing. In my work group chat today, people were trying to discuss what they wanted to get either their partners for Father's Day or like what they should get their own fathers. They're like, I need Father's Day ideas. So there was a chat going on about that. And
did you suggest Hawaiian shirts and beer?
I did not suggest Hawaiian shirts and beer, unfortunately. I did see someone did suggest beer themed stickers, and I thought that was really interesting, so I need to look that up. That seemed very funny. But
they have beer flavored jelly beans.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like it'd be nice.
I don't know. I mean, beer itself to me is not nice.
Yeah, that's true. Look who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was someone was talking about how I think it was their husband was complaining that all he wanted was he wants a Kindle, but there's no Father's Day sales for Kindles, and he was like, dads want to read too, you know. So I thought that was really funny. I think it's a lot simple. I don't think it needs to be that complicated.
Yeah,
I think it's just real simple. I haven't gotten my dad anything. Sorry, Dad. Haven't gotten my dad anything yet, but I've been thinking about it. I've been concocting the plans. We'll see.
Yeah, let us know.
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Will it be a beer themed sticker? Maybe.
Will it be beer flavored jelly beans? Yes.
Probably not that one, but maybe.
I think it'd be interesting.
I also think it would be interesting. I don't know how successful it would be, but I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I thought it would be fun because I don't really have anything to say about Father's Day of importance. And I was like, how can I participate in this episode?
Yes.
And so I thought I would look up or think about my favorite fictional fathers.
Oh no, this isn't where I thought this was going.
Oh. What did you think I was going to say?
You said you were going to bring dad jokes to tell me.
I also have dad jokes.
Oh, thank God.
But that will be a different segment that I've prepared.
Okay. I was so excited to hear your dad jokes. Okay.
I think that makes like one of us. The dad jokes are so bad. Anyway.
I can't wait. I want to know them all.
Yes. But okay, so I guess like growing up, I would either like exposure to fathers were through the TV screen situation. So I was like, who are my like favorite
through the TV screen situation? Yeah.
I was like, what are some good fictional fathers?
Dude, this is giving me the daddy wall that we had in college.
Oh my gosh. Yes. In college we had a daddy wall.
But
which literally only had like what, 2 dads on it?
It had
3 dads?
We spent one night working on it. I think we got to like 4 or 5 dads, and then we never added any more to it after that. We kept talking about it. We were like, oh, that person belongs on the daddy wall, and then we never did it. But it's literally just like genuine cartoon wholesome fathers.
Yes.
That we wanted to put on a wall. They were either wholesome or just like comedic relief hilarious.
Yeah. Like I know for a fact from Bob's Burgers, Bob was on there, and oh my god, he is such a father. Like he's the best.
Such a dad.
If you guys haven't watched Bob's Burgers,
wait, side tangent, have you watched the movie?
Oh, Yes.
Damn it. My partner and I were going to ask if he wanted to go on a double date and watch the movie with us.
I'll see it again. I'll force Bud to go again.
Okay. Cool. Put that in the calendar. Anyways, continue.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so if you haven't watched Bob's Burgers, you should. It's hilarious. And Bob obviously is the dad figure. And he's just so funny. Like, I think he's probably like the most realistic father figure in a cartoon that I've ever seen.
Definitely.
Like, he's just like very realistic. Like, oh my god, you guys need to watch it.
You need to watch it.
I think honestly he's my favorite animated father.
That's a really good choice. I like him a lot.
Yeah. And because he was like the only one that came to my head, I had to like look up other ones.
Okay, good. So, good.
Here I looked up the top 10 fictional fathers.
Okay.
Yeah, God, my Google search, interesting, let me tell you. So one of them was King Triton from The Little Mermaid. Like, how do you feel about that? I don't think I totally agree.
Okay, wait, is the topic he's a good dad, or like
he said what's like, who are the article says 10 fictional dads who will forever have our hearts. And they picked King Triton.
Okay.
And like, I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know if I agree.
I partly agree. I feel like part of the bias is also because he's just very attractive looking. Like,
he is shirtless.
He's a ripped dude, you know? He's a ripped merman.
Yeah.
Like, we can't. I feel like that played bias in that a little bit. I think I would characteristically can kind of relate there to my own father. Like, very protective, heart of gold, means well. Sometimes it's not interpreted well.
Yeah.
So like I can kind of understand that. I definitely felt I related to Little Mermaid growing up a lot. So I kind of get that one. So
all right,
okay, yeah, I'll give it that one.
Okay, what about Marlin from Finding Nemo?
Oh my god.
I think he was pretty hilarious.
He was just so chaotic.
A single father.
He was we got to give respect to that. He was a single father. He was a very chaotic father, Jesus Christ.
He was. Nemo was a very chaotic child. Oh my gosh.
Chaotic dad given a chaotic child.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Finding Nemo is basically just the male version of you and your mom.
I also have one short fin.
I love how that was a takeaway. I was gonna go with like, if you were a little fish and there was a boat floating by, you would totally want to touch the butt. And your mom would definitely tell you, don't do it. Like, little Claire would be like, do the same thing as Nemo. Like, lock eyes, slap the butt. That's totally something you would have done as a child.
It's probably something I did do as a child.
Exactly. Whatever the human equivalent is, that's exactly what you did as a child. You are Nemo.
Oh my god. Okay, Mufasa.
Mufasa was a wholesome dad. I did like Mufasa as a dad. For his limited screen time appearance, we did like Mufasa.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, have you seen that one TikTok filter where it's like, who's your Disney dad? And they like filters through everyone. Yes. And then like some people will be like, haha, they'll never get this. My dad is dead. Yeah. And then it's Mufasa. And they're like, shit.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Oh my god, so good.
I love the dark humor. Sometimes.
True. Oh, they have I'm gonna say this so wrong. Tatsuo Kusakabe from
Big Hero 6?
My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh.
You watched that, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree that he should be on the list?
Yeah, I do. He was a very wholesome dad. He moved for his daughters, you know, like I mean, the house was real run down. It was real raggedy, but it was the best he could get at the time, the best situation. He spruced it up for his kids. He may have lost, spoilers if you haven't watched it, lost them briefly to the Totoro, but I think he was very wholesome. He definitely cared for his daughters very well in the movie. I think Top dad. I would give him it.
Yeah. Good.
Good dad. Good dad energy.
Good. Oh my god, Bob Parr from The Incredibles. Listen.
Oh yeah,
The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie.
Yes. Tell them why, Claire. Tell them why it's your favorite Disney Pixar movie. Sorry.
Because I'm in love with Helen Parr.
Relatable content.
Listen, she's amazing.
Point blank period. Point blank period.
Oh my god, Bob Parr was really funny as well. Oh my god, the Bobs.
You have a thing for
Bobs? The Bobs are my favorite. Dang.
You have a thing for Bobs?
I'll tell Bud to change his name.
I was gonna say he's like 2 letters off.
He's pretty close.
But it's still 2 out of 3 letters.
I know. Still failing grade. It's fine. Is this a sign? Just kidding. But yeah, I love Bob Parr.
I loved him
too.
He was so funny.
The Incredibles is honestly a great movie.
Incredibles 2.
Unpopular opinion. I think the Incredibles 2 movie was just as good as the first one.
I think a lot of popular opinion. I think it did great. I loved that movie too.
Yeah.
Did we watch it twice together?
I don't know.
We definitely watched it the first time, and then we went into Hot Topic later, and you found a mini Elastigirl squishy, and you like had a mental breakdown about it.
I did, yeah.
So we definitely watched it at least once together.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes people are like, oh, the sequels are never as good as the original ones.
Yeah.
But in this case, I think it was just as good.
I agree.
So.
I agree.
Yes. I think that my favorite scene from the Incredibles movie was when all of a sudden you just see this huge guy in like a mini Nissan just tutting along the road.
Yeah. Low-key, that was my dad in some of his cars, not gonna lie. Some of the cars my dad was driving definitely look like that.
Yes, we love. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's really tall. General Iroh from Avatar.
Bro. Number one icon. Put him at the top of the list. Like, that's all we have. That's it, folks. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. And with that, we end the pod. No, I'm kidding. Like, honestly though, he was such a good father and such a good uncle.
Yeah, I was gonna say father figure in general.
Like, he took on the father role for 2 people.
Yeah.
Like, guys, if you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, another show.
First of all, what have you been doing
with
your life? Second of all,
yeah. You're no longer welcome here. No, just kidding. Anyway, General Iroh, what a father. We love him. Yeah. He was just like dealing with this cranky 13-year-old dude. And he's like, do you want some tea?
What a king at diffusing situations, honestly.
Yeah.
A king.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple more on here, but I really can't. I don't want to end on anyone else but that.
I was thinking about this as you were just asking me about the different fathers. So what would you say makes a good father figure? Looking like as if we're categorizing these animated fathers, right? What makes them a good father, animated father, and what makes them not really a good animate? Like, what makes you like, I don't know about that. And does that translate to humans? How can we translate that?
I think it does. I think
fathers?
I think that all dads or father figures teach you lessons, right? They're, like the fatherly advice or whatever. And I think it's just like what drew me to say, like, I really like the Bobs. I really like General Iroh. Like, they're just like, they all handle the situations very differently, but I think it's special, I mean, for the animations to kind of show that they're not perfect all of the time, they go through their own shit and they still try to support their kids as much as they can in the ways that they think is correct.
Yeah.
So it's just loving your kids, trying to teach them in the best way you think is possible at the time, yeah, trying to lead them to be the better, like be as good as they can be. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a similar vibe for all parents, like for moms, dads across the spectrum, just like wanting what's best for your kid, trying to teach them the lessons that they'll eventually need to learn to, you know, survive as an adult.
Yeah.
You know, and get them ready for the real world. You know, I like my mom always said, like, if you are ready to like leave the house and you want to leave the house, then I know I've done my job correctly.
Yeah,
you
my
know?
dad
like,
would say something similar a lot.
Yeah, so, you know, and then you still love and support them through whatever decisions they make throughout their lives. And you support where you can. You give advice where you can. Doesn't mean we'll always take it. In fact, a lot of the times we probably won't. But, yeah, there's a lot to being a good parent, good dad, good mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sound advice, my guy. Great criteria.
Yeah. And with that, are we ready for some dad jokes?
Yes! Oh, I can't freaking wait. I've been waiting for this. Give me some dad jokes, Claire Bear.
This is the best corny dad jokes. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
According to Google.
All right, Google, don't let me down. Let's hit them.
I'm afraid for the calendar. Its days are numbered.
Stupid.
There's also one that's like a dad walks up to the fridge and knocks on the fridge. Uh-huh. Then it's like the other person, like, what are you doing? It's like, well, what if there's a salad dressing?
Very courteous. What a courteous father. We love that.
I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
It took me a minute because I was like, how many is that missing then? Because I know how many letters are missing.
A, B, C, D, E. Do I still have to say the whole alphabet to know which letter comes next? Yeah, I do.
Do you start from the beginning every time?
Yeah.
Or do you start from like whatever's like kind of close that you can remember? So like if I ask you what's after P, would you go like HIJKLMNOPQ? Or would you go A B C D F G blah, 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 blah?
Oh, you know what? Maybe I do start from like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, like whatever top of mind you think is a little bit ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this weekend I was convinced that I was dyslexic because
great start.
For some reason, I mean, like, we already know I can't tell my left from my right, and it's not like a funny thing that I do. I literally can't. It's very hard for me, so I always have to say this way and that way and point with my finger.
Did you see that TikTok I sent you of the stickers?
Yes.
There was this TikTok I saw, and this girl was like, all these girls are talking about their boyfriends getting them stickers for their quote seat, like their passenger seat in their boyfriend's cars. Mm-hmm. And look at the cute sticker my boyfriend got me. And usually for that trend, the boyfriend will get like their girlfriend's name or something related. But this girl who's making the TikTok, there's a sticker on the, what is that called, the console?
Mm-hmm.
Of
like
the car,
the dashboard,
dashboard of the car, the dashboard that's in front of the passenger seat, and it says there's an arrow that says left and an arrow that says right. And I was like, Claire, you need this.
I do. And I don't. It's honestly very frustrating because at this point, I don't know what the blocker is in my brain.
I think you've also
to where I can't process
to say that you can't, like, you don't know it.
Maybe. I've been trying really hard, though.
Good.
Anyway, did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to spread it.
Got him! I got it! I got it!
Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm going to look up dark dad jokes.
Oh no. We're taking a turn, guys. We're taking a hard left.
I know.
Or maybe it's a right. Check in later with Claire.
Maybe it's a U-turn. Maybe it's an O-turn.
Maybe it's an N-turn.
Oh, I think I said this one to you before. The doctor gave me some cream for my skin rash. He said I was a site for psoriasis.
Stupid. That's just bad. That's just bad.
Why did the man miss the funeral? He wasn't a morning person.
Jesus Christ.
But this joke is for me. My wife is mad that I don't have a sense of direction, so I packed up my stuff and write.
That was stupid.
It was. When does a joke become a dad joke?
I don't know.
When it leaves you and never comes back.
Jesus Christ, man. No, Claire. No.
What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick.
Jeez. Yeah, I'd say that's it.
I have a step ladder because my real ladder left when I was 5.
Stop. That's terrible.
I made a website for orphans. It doesn't have a homepage.
No. No.
Okay. The last one I really like is, what's the hardest part of a vegetable to eat?
The wheelchair.
Yeah. I love that joke.
I feel like that one is definitely a well-known one.
It's so good. I just recently heard it and it's now my go-to joke. Anyways. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hope you liked Claire's dad jokes.
Yeah, I know they were the best part of the show. I know. You don't have to tell me.
We had to end on that high note, you know?
Yeah, I hope y'all have fun celebrating Pride Month. And celebrating Father's Day in a week or so. Yes. Let us know what you do to celebrate. And let us know what Pride events are happening in your county. Yeah. I'm very interested. I want to go to more things. So
yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this week's episode of the Midnight Memo. I hope you enjoyed it.
If you like this episode, don't forget to rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We would really appreciate your review. It would super help us out.
Don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well, so you can be notified when our next episode drops next Tuesday. Don't forget to sound off in our emails or DMs on Instagram and TikTok at The Midnight Memo, and our email is themidnightmemo@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about this episode or what you would like to see in future episodes. We always love hearing from you guys. And am I forgetting anything?
Yeah. Also, in other news, we do have a new domain for a website, so
yeah,
keep an eye out for that. It's currently in progress.
Yeah,
but we will have a website up very soon. So, yeah.
Yes, very excited for that. We'll keep you guys updated once that working. Well, it works now, but once we have things on it.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. But
exciting.
Alrighty. It is my bedtime now.
It is. It's everyone's bedtime. Go to sleep. Just kidding.
Do it. Don't do it.
Well, I hope you can get some sleep if it is nighttime for you. But if it is the beginning or middle of your day, I hope you have a great day.
Yeah.
And
be productive. Yeah. Get some caffeine.
We're not going down the caffeine trail at this hour. No, ma'am. Anyways, thanks for joining us this week, guys. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.